Hello everyone, I am Dr. Amit Bhushan Sharma, Associate Director and Unit Head Cardiology, Paras Group of Hospitals, Gurgaon. Today I will be talking about do's and don'ts in the cath lab protocols in the COVID era. Believe it or not, COVID is going to stay until the next year. So we have all to be geared as to what should be our approach to minimize infection among us, among our colleagues, and prevent nosocomial infections among the other patients. So any patient who comes to the emergency has to be covered with an N95 mask, do an ECG. If it's an ST elevation MI, then he directly goes to the cath lab after getting an X-ray, an HRCT done and a COVID testing done. But we don't wait for the COVID test report to come for a primary PCI. Once he reaches the cath lab, you have to be very sure if he was having any respiratory difficulty, he should be intubated before he reaches the cath lab. Echo has to be done before he reaches the cath lab. If you have to put an intra-aortic balloon pump, put it before he reaches the cath lab. All aerosol generating procedures, namely NIV, BiPAP, CPAP, ventilators, all this has to be done before he reaches the cath lab. The cath lab has to be a minimum man zone, maybe one cardiologist, one nurse and one tech. If there is an anesthetist and you have to do a CPR, or if you have to do an intubation inside the cath lab, then make sure that the anesthetist has a level 3 PPE, cardiologist and the other ones who are working near the groin or the hand can have a level 2 PPE. Now what is the level 3 PPE? Level 3 PPE basically contains a full-blown cap, a mask, N95 mask and a triple layer mask and eye shield, also covering 2 layers of clothing which should be either water repellent or fluid resistant, along with the shoe cover. N95 mask along with an eye cover with a shoe cover constitutes a level 2 PPE. Very important, cardiologists need not be aggressive, need not be heroic. They should fix up the culprit artery. It should be a short stay inside the vessels, minimizing the time of intubation, minimizing the time of contact with the patient. Any procedure like an intra-aortic balloon pump or endotracheal intubation should be done outside. Try not to do it inside the cath lab. Doffing and donning are a must. Doffing and donning protocols have to be enlightened twice and thrice. I have written my PowerPoints the sequence of doffing and donning, which starts from wearing a gown, then the eye mask, then the air mask, then the head mask and then the shoe covers, and the donning has to be exactly in the opposite order. Again, God forbid, if the patient turned out to be COVID positive patient in the cath lab, then the concept of terminal clean is very important. Terminal clean means 1 hour of cath lab free time or cath lab rest time is mandatory, wherein all the fomites or the residual disease particles should be allowed to settle on the surface, and then the cleaner should go inside with a level 3 PPE, should clean the surfaces, clean the floors, clean the walls with either sodium hypochlorite or a Lysol solution. Fumigation is not the answer, and after this 1 hour of cleaning only you can utilize the cath lab. Also, a word of caution for people who are elderly, more than 65, hypertensive, diabetic patients, or doctors or workers who are there with these categories should try to take it easy and should try to decrease the viral burden by not overworking hard. Now, as far as the non-STEMI guidelines are concerned, non-STEMI patients, ideally you wait for the COVID test to return negative and then you take to the cath lab. If the non-STEMI patients are hemodynamically unstable or having a lot of angina or in cardiogenic shock, pulmonary edema, then you take the patient to the cath lab. Otherwise, for all non-STEMI patients, you wait till the COVID test is negative. Now, guidelines are not guidelines. They should be treated as sidelines because guidelines vary from region to region, vary from prevalence, vary from infrastructure. We should emulate places like Kerala in India, which have become COVID-free of late. Also, a dangerous trend what we are seeing is people are detecting their symptoms late. People are thinking their chest pain as body aches, and by the time they come to the hospital, they are already dead or in a very critical state. One more thing, elective procedures are done routinely now. This is the latest now. Elective procedures we are doing routinely. Elective procedures are welcome. We need not be scared of corona. We have to be alert of corona. We need to dispel fear. To all the patients, my message is hospitals are safe places with secure protocols, and please do not ignore your symptoms, especially if it is a cardiac symptom. Thank you so much.